Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Alright, we are going to be picking up on the second half of our May garden tour, where we're taking a look at all the beautiful roses that are now in bloom in the garden. Alright, I started on the rose that we left off on. This is Lady of Shalot, looking absolutely gorgeous, bursting with blooms. All right. An endless parade of just awesome orange peachy colors. This is Comet Shambo. Absolutely beautiful, enjoying her first flush for the season. The fragrance is absolutely pleasant, a very pleasant fragrance that fills the garden. A very disease-resistant variety. You'll see black spot on most of the lower foliage of some of my roses. Nothing on this little gem right here. Take you in so you can see one of her flowers up close. Okay. With many more blooms to come. Let me show you some of her blooms on the other side. Look, this is a new bloom right here. Oh, you should smell her. Oh my goodness. Beautiful fragrance, beautiful fragrance. So I walked out into the garden, yeah, and I was smelling something beautiful, and she wasn't in full flush then. She only had maybe 2 or 3 flowers open, and I was baffling my head. I was like, who smells so good, right? And it was this little rose right here. Comet Shambo. Alright guys, so here we are starting at the right side of the garden. I'll give you just a quick scoop of what's to come, and I'll take you down as quickly as I can, I promise. Alright, this gentleman that starts us off at the entry, he deserves every minute of our time. This is the rose I spoke to you about last week, and I mentioned that he's one that you're going to have to get on your knees to smell him and to enjoy him. A baby on the ground right now. Thomas A. Becket, David Austin roses. Absolutely beautiful. And the fragrance on this rose is so, oh my goodness. I wanted to use the word seductive, but I'm not sure if you could say that about a fragrance. But it is just so mesmerizing and so warm. I love him. And when he's in bloom, oh, his fragrance just rides on the wind. I kid you not. A gorgeous rose. Right? Now his blooms do nod because he has very big bloom heads, but very thin canes. Right? So he is a nodding sort of a fellow, but an absolutely gorgeous rose. Here he is, first spring in the garden. And just a few of his blooms. I am loving him. Thomas A. Becket. All right, across from Thomas, we have Princess Alexandra of Kent. This little rose has been in this spot now for 4 years. This is one of the first English roses that we planted. A magnificent rose, awesome fragrance, always loaded with buds and flowers. As soon as one flower dies, another one is there to open. She is getting ready to give us a full flush of roses. And trust me, she is definitely worth the wait. Now, Princess Alexandra of Kent, she's not in her full flushes yet, but she has started giving us blooms. And as you can see, she is still loaded. Oh my goodness, loaded with so many more buds. So we are at least a day or two away, a couple days away from a true first flush. Still a beautiful flower. This beautiful little rose right here, this is Cardinal. Cardinal gets better with time. The older she gets, the bigger her blooms. Right? She is a fairly healthy rose. She does suffer from black spot in the heat of summer, so she needs to be babied a bit. But she has been growing well since planted, and this little one has been in the ground for this is going on to her 3rd spring in the ground. All of the roses that you're seeing here have been planted bare root from the David Austin roses. The majority of them have been planted as bare roots. All right, this rose, oh man. This is Comet Shambo. I introduced the other rose to you, that white rose that we spoke about. It's actually Comet de Champagne. I apologize, I got the names messed up there. This is Comet de Shambo. And this rose does not like to get wet. I'm going to pull back so that you can see him just for a second. Do you see how beautifully mounded he is in terms of the growth habit? Do you see how loaded he is with buds, right, that want to open to potential flowers? This rose smells outstanding. He smells gorgeous, right? We got one bloom last year. That one bloom was so delicious. Oh, so delicious, right? That I said, even with the issue of balling, we're going to leave him in the garden for another year to see what he does. Well, unfortunately, as you know, we had a lot of rain a few days ago, and so I probably will not see the majority of these blooms open, but I just want to show you him so that you can see the potential that this rose has. Look how beautiful. Let me come down. Look how beautiful the bloom is. Can you see it? Oh, and you should smell him. Oh my word. Oh, you should smell him. He is so beautiful. So I'm going to take a page out of the bunnies book, or the bunnies, or whatever has been a debud in my roses. They debudded Tranquility. I'm actually going to take a page out of their book, and I'm going to debud this little rose next season so that I can delay his blooms until the rainy weather of spring have passed, so that hopefully I will be able to enjoy this rose in just a true full flush. But look at all of that potential, guys. Look at that. Tell me you are not wanting to enjoy that potential. I really do. We might get this flower right here at the bottom. Oh no, actually it's going to rain again this weekend. We might get this flower to open. What a gorgeous rose. Oh, and the fragrance from just the one and a half or two that are slightly opened. The fragrance is out of this world. Look again. Look. Yeah. And do you see? I'm pulling back for you to see. Do you see the buds, how troubled they are because of that moisture? Yeah. A beautiful rose though. Thorny, extremely thorny, right? Handled with care, this one. But worth the grow. I am going to have beautiful blooms for you next year. I'm tempted to go ahead and do the whole debudding process right now, but there's a part of me that just wants to wait a bit to see if he'll be able to open any of those flowers, and if he does, I will show them to you. All right, now coming up here, let's move on up as always. Right beside Comet de Shambo is Eden. Now this one we purchased from Heirloom Roses. This is her 3rd spring in the ground. Gave us no flowers the first time she was planted, so we went a whole season without blooms. She started blooming for us on the 2nd spring, and here in her 3rd spring she has definitely done better than she did last spring. Yeah. It is just a matter of waiting for this one, I think. The older she gets, the more mature she gets, the better she'll bloom and the bigger her flowers. But from what I'm seeing of her now, she is beautiful. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think she likes the wet either. What do you think? Seen that? I'm not quite sure. But she is still beautiful. All right. Moving on to another David Austin rose. This is Darcy Bustle, and I sing about Darcy Bustle every time we pass her, and this is why, because Darcy keeps the interest going in the garden. You saw her in flower last week. She is still bursting with blooms right now. She does not have a fragrance, but in terms of her bloom power, totally makes up for it. Her presence in the garden cannot be missed. I have a thing for red roses, and she is beautifully red. This one was planted. Was this a bare root rose? Yes, I think most of my roses. So Darcy was bare root as well, and she took off like out of the box. Planted within 5 days, this little thing was pushing up leaves and just getting ready to do her thing. It's a very healthy, vigorous little rose in my garden. Okay. And I do wish my camera could pick up on how absolutely gorgeous the color of her blooms are. Absolutely beautiful. Darcy Bustle. Okay. All right, let's head on over to, let's show you Estacia Vi. And this is Estacia Vi, ready to be deadheaded. She's given us a beautiful first flush of roses. All of these are faded, right? She does have a few more scattered buds there, so a few more blooms to come. An absolutely beautifully fragrant rose from David Austin. This one grows in full sun, and she enjoys every minute of it. Right, a very healthy rose. I've not battled black spot on this one, and she just blooms her socks off. Again, as I mentioned before, she gives me an awesome spring flush, and then she will give me a nice fall flush of roses if I deadhead and care for her properly throughout the hotter months of the summer. All right, guys, let's head out. I want to show you Gabriel Oak and Charles Darwin, because there are some beautiful things happening there as well. All right, come on. All right, here is Charles. He is about to misbehave. All right, look at this rose. I do wish I had a way to transport the fragrance to you. Wow. Smelling absolutely beautiful. Looking fairly healthy at this time of the season, which is good. All right. And now this particular rose adds a lot of interest. He starts, let me show you one of his newer buds right here. Come. He starts with this really nice, intense yellow, tipped with little bits of pink. He opens to this color right here. And then as he ages, guess what? The color fades out to a semi-white. And so if you can just imagine all of that contrast on one plant, let me pull back. Oh, and if the glare was not there, you would be able to see it better, right? Sorry about the fingers. I'm trying to use it to block the lens. But this is the contrast that you get from him. Do you see the lighter color blooms at the very bottom right there? Those are the older blooms. Gorgeous rose. You should smell the fragrance. Absolutely gorgeous. Loving on Charles Darwin. Okay. Come on in again. All right. And now we have to revisit Gabriel oak because Gabriel is in full flush. The blooms have basically tripled in size since you saw him on Sunday. Look at Gabriel. Look at the size of those blooms. Oh my word. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. Oh my God, I'm in love. And he has a spectacular fragrance. I did not pick up on it first thing in the morning when we did our Sunday walkthrough. But today he is bursting. Oh my word. And the blooms are so ginormous. Oh man. How can I show you how large this bloom head is? Like, it is huge. I'm going to just pull up so that you can see him again. Wow. Isn't this just spectacular? This is why we grow roses, right? This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'll take you in close to see one or two of the blooms. That's why we're here, right? Yeah. Gorgeous rose. Absolutely gorgeous rose. Gabriel oak. I'm doing this, the sun is overhead, and I'm thinking it's masking his color on camera, but trust me when I say he's absolutely beautiful. Oh man, I love him. Again, oops, finger in the screw, blocking the lens, but again, Gabriel oak. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous rose. All right, one more time, just one more time. Stop it. Look at this. Oh man, that is beautiful. All right. All right, guys, so the final bed that we're looking at today is a bed with Claire Austin and the Poet's Wife. All right, now this bed really got torn by the wind based on the side that it is and how the wind came in yesterday. But the roses did hold up, right? A little tossed about, but still beautiful. This is the this is the Poet's Wife. Absolutely gorgeous flower, gorgeous blooms. All right. And then Claire Austin is sitting beautifully on either side. I'll take you in so you can see a flower here. And this is her on the opposite side. Looking really good, right? Let's go on in and look at her flowers again. I really do like Claire for a white rose. She's a white rose with hints of yellow because she doesn't burn. Her petals do not burn in the sun. They don't brown out. I enjoy that about her. And then in the fall, she takes on more of that yellowy tone, which is really quite interesting. But alright guys, so this is as good a place to end it as any. I know I bounced around a bit on the walk this morning. I do apologize for that, but I wanted to get all of the blooms in because there was a lot to see, and I wanted to ensure that I gave every rose its time. All right, but thank you again. Thanks guys, thanks again for joining me for yet another beautiful day in the garden. You are all awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.